Hi everyone, a very good afternoon and welcome back to day two events of Agile Network India. So we are having a first session of second half of the day by Chandigarh chapter. Before we go ahead with the chapter, let me quickly thank our founding sponsor, Innovation Roots. It is leading consulting and training service provider, helping organizations to achieve business agility and beyond. It is one of the leaders and pioneers of niche publishing services and is well known for content collaboration with global thought leaders, authors, and creators. For more information, you may refer to www.innovationroots.com. I would like to thank our sponsor, Agile. Agile is a product offering from Tata Consultancy Service Limited. It is a purely cloud-based enterprise agile planning tool along with DevOps capabilities. Enterprises can use Agile to adopt agile practices or scale across multiple Scrum and Kanban teams using enterprise scaling frameworks such as Sept, Disciplined Agile, Less, and more. You can try out Agile for free up to 20 users for 30 days by signing up at agile.io, or you may reach out to us for more inquiries or exclusive product demos. Check out the Agile page on Agile Network India website for more information, and also the link is posted on the chat box. Quick do's and don'ts for all our participants. Request you all to join the event 5 minutes before the start time. Request you all to use high quality speakers or headphones for better sound quality. Please keep your microphones muted and videos disabled as this may cause disturbance and bandwidth issues. Questions will be taken via chat box. Request you all to enter your questions in the chat box at any point of time during the session. And at the end of the session, our facilitator or moderator will help and read out few questions to the speaker as per the time availability. We appreciate your cooperation, and with no further delay, I would request Manan to come on the video and the microphone. Hi Manan, so we are looking forward for your session. Over to you.
I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Today we will be talking about what is the future of technology, and one very curious thought about it. I used to deliver a similar session in past couple of years, and I have seen like the things I used to say as future are now part of the present. So I'll be talking this session as a retrospective of the past, the current leading technologies and changes, and what the future holds in terms of technology, product, and engineering. Introducing myself, my name is Manan Verma. I'm 24. I'm born and brought up at a town called Panchkula. And in terms of education, I completed my bachelor's from Chitkara University, Punjab campus. I did my PG diploma from IIIT Bangalore and a Master's of Science in Data Science from LGM UK. In terms of working in the corporate industry, I worked at MakeMyTrip as a site reliability engineer for somewhat around 2 years. Post that, I moved to Bombay and joined an organization called Zycus, where I worked as a senior DevOps engineer. And post that, I moved into core platform engineering. I joined upgrad.com, which is an online education startup, and I set up the entire DevOps team over there and worked with them into scaling their teams and like in fourfold. And right now, I work with Urban Company as a SD2 in their engineering department. My work majorly revolves around developer productivity, infrastructure, and journal platform engineering. And the best thing about working with all these organizations, they were actually the synonym of the domain they operate in. Make My Trip is right now a synonym of online travel. Upgrad is a synonym of online education. Urban Company is a synonym of home services. We are building a category defining organization and delivering home services like never before. And apart from these things, I'm an avid reader. I like to read as much as I can in a limited capacity. Occasional public speaker. I like to put out my thoughts in the public, let it be community-driven events, university events, or even personal webinars as well. Now, coming to the retrospective of technology, how technology used to be, how were things actually before technology was a mainstream thing being used everywhere. We'll start from very basic examples, which I suppose everyone here can relate to on their everyday basis. So first example, it is how you used to book a cab, how the cab booking and traveling used to be, say, 5 years back. As I come from a small town, I remember there was a cab service which was launched in my city. But in order to book a cab, you need to dial up a number, wait on the call for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then you got connected to a executive on their end, and you told them that like I live in this city and I need to go to this mall or this market nearby, can you find me a cab? They used to take 5 to 10 minutes and track down one cab and somehow try to connect you with them, and they used to come to your place and then take you to the market or like wherever your destination is from point A to point B. And the payment methods were only cash and nothing else back then. But later, with the technology right now, as we have organizations like Uber and Ola operating in India almost in every city, each and every city where I've visited, I've seen at least one of those being functioning in full capacity. And it's completely seamless right now. On a single click, I can book a cab and go to my nearby mall, nearby airport, shopping center, wherever I need to go. It's on a single click. It's like very seamless. The payments are automatic. It's like it's mapped to your either your credit cards or your UPI or your Paytm wallets, and it's very very seamless. You don't need to like carry cash around with you. You don't need to like wait for like 10, 15, 20 minutes in order to book a cab. It is like very easy, and it was not like this a couple of years back. And like all this has been possible using technology itself. Now next example is how you used to order food on call. So I remember some time back, only Domino's was one place where you can just make a call and like tell your address and the food arrives at your doorstep. But right now we have apps like Zomato and Swiggy, which fulfill each and every request which you have from your nearby and even the distant restaurants which are at a bit distant from you. It fulfills all those requests as well. So it's simply amazing, and it is not only serving the customer needs. Just try to evaluate it from a perspective of the person delivering your food orders. A person who used to deliver say 5 or 10 orders an evening right now is delivering more than 50 orders. It is time optimization at peak of it in terms of basic jobs, and like how technology is able to book all those slots and like put everyone to work, and eventually becoming a value creation economy. Mm, Next question is like how you used to travel in a vacation. So I remember whenever I had vacations in my childhood, and even all the people I talked to, they used to reach the place and then start checking the hotels over there and see like if they can negotiate over the prices, do what all kinds of rooms are available, do the hotel has like 4 rooms if you're on a family trip, and like multiple things around it. And it used to take hours. I personally remember spending somewhere around 2 to 3 hours just to find a perfect hotel, because we were on a big family trip and we were like 4 or 5 families traveling together, and we needed a large number of rooms in a single hotel, and all in a close distant to each other in terms of the room locations. But right now you have applications like GoIBook, PeerTrip, MakeMyTrip, Yatra.com, and you can do all those things even before starting your trip. And it reduces a lot of human friction, and not only optimizes for your better experience but also the experience of the hotel owners and the property owners and even the property staff. It optimizes the time for each and every individual while you're traveling, and it has been possible only because of one thing, that is technology. Also, feel free to put things which you feel have changed over the last couple of years in the chat window so we can address those at the end as well. Next, we'll move to how you used to learn a new skill back in, like, say, 5 years back or 10 years back, or even like while during your childhood. In order to learn a skill, you needed an expert sitting next to you, telling you point by point what to learn, how to learn, and things around it. Online education was not a big thing back then. It was rather edutainment. you could like see a video, absorb some facts out of the video, and like just like learn certain things. But like learning a new language, learning a new skill by just watching a couple of videos was like not relevant back then, and even there were not too much creators as it is today. So it changed drastically in the last 5 or 7 years in terms of how to learn a new skill, how to develop a new skill, how to master a new skill. And although there were things like vocational courses and like short term like crash courses to learn a skill, but everything needed a physical element with it. But as we have seen in the whole pandemic we have experienced in the last 1 or 2 years, we have seen like it is possible to do each and everything online. And like even this session which is happening today is being online recorded and will be transferred to a huge audience post that online as well. And technology changed everything. So I'll be just going through the chat if there are any thing over there. We have one question about what is happening in video tech. Yeah, one of the most exciting thing which I have seen. I personally interact with a lot of people at either Hotstar, Apple TV Plus, or Netflix, and I talked to them about like how I saw the whole video tech industry changing over the last 5 years. So like not too long ago, I remember going to the market to find a store and tell them that this new movie has released. Can you lend me a DVD for the same? And like they used to give me a DVD. I used to come to my place, play the movie, watch a movie, and return it back. And right now we have Netflix, we have thousands of OTT platforms, and like there's like new OTT platforms coming now and then, although the major ones are few in nature, but like there are a huge number of OTT platforms which are coming up with new gamifications and things around it. So Netflix changed a lot of things in terms of like movie rentals, which used to be a cinema only or a DVD only space for a large number of decades, from 70s to 80s. It actually changed in the last 5 to 10 years only. Even in the early 2000s, I remember everyone, uh, every idea of watching a movie was either going to the cinema or renting a DVD. Watching a movie online sitting at your home was like not at all existent. Although there was YouTube started in 2008, and like it had some content, but it didn't had like full length movies. It just had like some random videos back then, and later on it got converted into a platform for music videos, entertainment content, and things around it. But initially it was like more chaotic. Right now it's more organized. That's how I see the video tech industry being evolving. Upon the industry trends, I have some planned slides. I'll be coming upon it in next few minutes. So as people are asking, what are the industry trends? Let's see what all things we have in plate today. So I'll be talking about two very specific trends, and it won't be like a very detailed. It will be like more on the layer of it. So let's start with the word cloud. So I'll try to keep it a bit more interactive, and like what do you guys have an idea about like what cloud is? When you hear about cloud, what is the first thing which comes in your mind when you like hear the word cloud? If anybody would like to answer, please feel free to. Otherwise, I'll continue with what I have planned. Okay, we have an answer. Cloud means the internet, shared application services. We have iOS, AWS. Yeah, somewhat like all the answers are correct in a limited capacity. When we talk about cloud, it means things on the internet. Cloud means things are more scalable. It is not destined to a certain capacity. It is more flexible. It is more reliable. It is more scalable. And uh, just telling you a very simple thing, the global internet usage is at its peak today as we talk in this session, and like we are adding millions of users every hour, every minute on the internet, either in terms of real human users or in terms of bots, which are scraping data from one website to another in order to generate more recommendations. So, cloud is something which has gained a lot of popularity in the last 10 years. And all the organizations we talked about in the last few slides about like how organizations like Uber and Ola were able to change the whole transportation industry for good. How organizations like Booking.com, Make My Trip, and GoIB both changed the travel industry for good. How organizations like Zomato and Swiggy changed the food tech industry for good, and organizations like Netflix changed the whole video tech and the video streaming experience for all the users. All this has been possible only because of cloud, because cloud gives you a power to develop more faster. You don't need to wait for anything. As soon as you have written your code, as soon as you have built your application, it is ready to go. You can launch it for your user right away. It speeds up each and everything which you are building, from months to days to hours to just mere minutes and seconds. As soon as your code is ready, you can deploy it using cloud technologies. And all this has been a significant learning in my experience, because I have worked very closely with the cloud teams and even led cloud teams, built cloud teams from scratch, and it was a immense learning experience on working on cloud, because it is just as fast as any technology can be. In terms of working with different stakeholders, scaling in and out is like completely crazy. So just as we imagine, uh, on the last to last IPL, Hotstar made a world record of streaming to somewhat around 15 to million users on a real-time basis. Back then, with using traditional technologies, organizations could never imagine doing that, and like not even aim to do that, because those requests need a very large amount of infrastructure to serve them. And in order to procure those infrastructure, all the organizations need to invest heavily. In terms of cloud, things are scalable. You can lend a server, a very very big server, just for half an hour, or say for 4 hours, and you don't need to like have it permanently sitting in your office, and you don't need space for it, because it is already existing on the cloud providers data centers. It is not owned by you, it is just lent by you for a certain amount of hours, whenever you need it, wherever you need it, and like for whatever purpose you need it. So cloud changed a lot of things around this. And even we have seen great growth in terms of cloud providers as well. We are seeing new cloud providers coming, cloud providers giving you a certain large amount of new services on a everyday basis. Right now, like launching a WordPress site is just a single click. Launching Apache or an Nginx web server is just on a single click. You have containers right now. Containers are something in which you can run shared applications on your servers on like very very easily. Otherwise, which would need a lot of human intervention, a human supervision. So all the orchestration and things are everything taken care by all the cloud providers itself. So cloud changed a lot of things in a very very positive manner. And next new trending thing we have is data science. So when you hear about the word data science, what comes to your mind first? Please type in the comments and let me know what do you like think about. Like, what is data science actually? It is a very trending word. If you open LinkedIn and you see like 10 posts, out of those like one, two, or maybe five could be around data science. If you open any ads, any websites, you will see data science mentioned somewhere, and it's talk of today, it's talk of 21st century. So, but what is actually data science? Yeah, we have one answer, that data science means to analyze data and take appropriate decisions. Yeah, it's somewhat right. AI through data science enable transformation utilization. Yeah. agreed on this as well. So when we talk about data science, it is although a huge amount of data science is around building machine learning models, predicting things, and taking decisions out of it, and yeah, machine learning, big data. So over the last couple of years, everything we are doing is generating more and more data points. Earlier, organizations were not capturing data points as they are right now. For even a single individual using their app, an organization maintains tens and thousands of data points to predict their next behavior around things. So data science, the major outcome which we seek out of data science is prediction and personalization for the users who are using your applications, using your services, and things around it. So everything you use on a everyday basis, whenever you say open your Facebook, you get things around these are the people you may know, because those are the recommended people which Facebook has generated from its in-house algorithms, that if you have been to this city, this school, and currently you work over there, probably you might know this person. So oh, why not just show it to the person and see if he or she actually knows that person or not. So that is one type of recommendation. And similarly, in terms of professional terms, it could be whenever you open your LinkedIn, you get your friend suggestions of connections you may know, like people you may know, and you can add them in your connection list. And even on a very day-to-day basis, whenever you're typing an email reply or even a LinkedIn message, you get recommendations. If you write hi, you get the first name of the person you are sending a message to. If you got uh, 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 message, you get automatically recommendations of acknowledging or declining the message. And even at times you get recommendation while typing a word. While whenever you're typing a word and you missed one character, you get automatic recommendation of you might want to write this instead of this. We have applications like Grammarly today, in which you just paste a whole paragraph which you have written, and it corrects the punctuation of it. You might need to send this looks more professionally accurate, and if you need to send more in a casual form, it gives you a recommendation in that way as well. So that is whole power of data science. Whenever and when we talk about a recommendation, it also boils down to things which are being used in your app. So I'll give you a couple of examples which I personally observed and I thought are great things which didn't existed a couple of years back. So whenever you take a picture and submit a review in any of the travel websites, say it be booking.com, GoIbibo, Make My Trip, or Trivago, TripAdvisor, if you take a picture of a bedroom and a pool, it automatically categorizes it. 5 years back, all these organizations used to have a content team which used to work in order to classify a picture, that this picture looks like a bedroom, this picture looks like a swimming pool, this picture looks like a hotel entrance. All that human inertia is now gone and is taken care by state of art machine learning models which identify what the picture means for you and for the other visitors. And similarly, one major project which we delivered back then at Make My Trip was user personalization. Today, whenever you search for a flight, say you search a flight from Delhi to Bangalore and you close the app, next time you open the app, your whole home screen is actually designed with respect to your last search. It shows you a 7 days trend of the flights from Delhi to Bangalore. In order to check better, you might need to travel a day before or a day after to get the best price as per your convenience. So all this recommendation is being generated using data science. So data science helps us very much on a day-to-day basis. And a couple of years back, we used to talk about data science as the future, and right now we are living it. Whenever I open my phone to type a message, I'm being suggested some words to add to it, and like that is recommendation systems and data science. Whenever you book a cab, a random driver is assigned to you who can take you from point A to point B. And that is data science, because like they're calculating and matchmaking you with the best professional possible to serve your request. Whenever you book your home delivery from say Zomato or Swiggy, a rider is assigned to you to pick your food from the restaurant and drive it back to your home and deliver it to you. And uh, it is a state of art matchmaking. You never need to like check will there be like any drivers available. It is all taken care by all those applications itself, and the decision sciences and their predictions and things around it. And both of these skills are highly in demand today in terms of uh, building a new data science organization, building a new cloud organization, or even working in any of the top organizations. I see the whole industry heavily investing in both of these categories, and uh, uh, aggressively hiring for highly trained individuals in these skills. Although uh, it is very difficult to be an expert of all those skills, but you can still learn something by like different community driven events, mentorship, online courses and things around it, so that you stay updated with what's happening in the technology industry in the last couple of years and what's coming. So now we are coming to the major things, like what are the future events which are going to happen in the tech ecosystem. So like if you have like a any guesses, do type in the chat as we speak. Let's go ahead. The first thing which I believe will have a massive change will be the nature of jobs. How people see jobs, as how frequently they move from a job to another, and how like responsibly they deliver their projects, as is like something which is gonna change massively. So if we just do a retrospect in terms of like what kind of jobs our parents used to do, or everybody in our parents generation used to do, and our forefathers, our grandfathers used to do. So if we just talk a couple of uh, generations back, the jobs which our parents used to do was like something which used to move from one generation to another. If a father is in a profession A, the son was destined to be in the same profession as him. So it was a really a standard thing which used to happen back then. And post that, things changed eventually with time, and people started taking up jobs which they feel they are more proficient at, rather than the thing which is running in the family for the last couple of years. And post that, we saw a massive change when people started working on things which they felt are great for themselves, and they started doing acting more impact on the same. And like but like then we saw the IT boom starting happening in India, and we saw organizations like Infosys, Wipro, SEL, Tech Mahindra coming up. And but like then also people used to start a job and used to stay in a job in a long duration. I personally know a lot of people who worked in an organization for 10, 15, and even 17 years in their career journey, which is quite rewarding and quite amazing as well. But later on, as I see in my generation of today, people switch jobs somewhat around say like 2 to 3 years. After every 2 to 3 years, they start looking for something new in terms of growth, monetary benefits, and further things attached to it. But moving forward, there will be more and more entrepreneurs who will be starting their journey. We will see a large number of people as freelancers for a specific skill in the ecosystem. Right now, the whole Indian industry is like bit short on the high quality freelancers, although there are, but like there is not adequate amount for the freelance economy to be like booming as the whole tech industry is booming right now. So the nature of job is going to change aggressively and quite massively. And like the duration of the job is going to shorten a bit in terms of mid-size organizations and small-size organizations, and they will rely more upon they will be relying more upon the deliverable which they are adding, and it will be more outcome focused jobs and rather than more input focused jobs, as like I see in the industry today. Next thing is every app will eventually become a super app. And when I say this, I mean if we look at an app called Make My Trip started with just booking flight tickets. Then they added hotels in it, and right now they serve holidays as well as simple activities as a buffet dinner, uh, booking a hotel for say in a nearby location, and like multiple customization, and even like getting a pizza. You can like do everything and each and everything. You can book a safari, you can book a car on Make My Trip, and like there's like everything around travel and experiences you can get from that app. And similarly, all the educations app have transformed themselves into a super app as well. Even if we look at Facebook today, Facebook was just similar to Orkut, where you just posted pictures of yourself and your family. You just stayed connected with your extended families by sharing your life moments, and connected with your classmates, colleagues, and like just share what you are up to in your life. Right now, it's a whole marketplace. You can do video calls, you can do audio calls via Messenger, you can share pictures, you can sell cars, you can sell furniture, you can rent a house, you can do everything at Facebook. It has a massive community, and it has transformed itself to something way beyond it was a couple of years back. The human friction will reduce, and it is something very subjective. A lot of people have very different points on it, but when I say human friction will reduce, I mean the human friction which is actually not needed over there. So you don't need to spend hours to do a simple thing which can be done using an app on a single click. Right now we don't need to like stand in lines to pay electricity bill. It's a very simple example of like saving human efforts. You can pay a bill online. Everything is like very easily. The online payments industry is highly underrated, but it actually changed a large number of things on a large number of things in the whole Indian economy. If we look at the core of it, it reduce the human friction by a large margin, which I'm not sure if any of the other upcoming technology will change. And like as I like go through the comments, I see like amazing things like a conference will like give you a similar human interaction as it used to be in an in-person conference, and like similar to an online conference. And driverless cars, yes, we all have seen the videos of Tesla being driven on the US roads, and like it's not far away. We'll have it almost everywhere, and like there are like human assisted smart features in driving already available in the Indian ecosystem. And I'm really excited, being a motor industry fan, to see the whole automobile industry evolve a far better and use technology for good. Next will be the next gen personalization. Whatever app you are using, it will know what you are going to do next, and it will recommend you something similar to it. Although this is also very, very subjective, and it will also happen in a limited capacity in the apps which will be permitted by the certain government and certain agency. But the personalizations will go beyond just a mere suggestion. And we all have seen the videos of the last year Google I/O, of like the new things coming up in Google Assistant, and Apple working on like similar technology of like next gen personalization. And I'm really, really excited to see the personalization which will be coming with the next generation apps which are coming for tomorrow. And I hope a lot of these next gen personalization apps evolve from the Indian tech economy, because we have a large user base and we can test things aggressively. We have one of the best talent out there in India, and we have been making amazing technology for Indian ecosystem in the last 10 years. And for the next 10 years, we should make amazing technology for the world and change things for good for each and everybody out there. Yeah, news personalization is also one of the major thing. If I just search about one thing, my whole recommendation systems are already generated by the similar thought process that I searched about this, I might like this. Similarly, whenever you booking, so I was just like making a phone purchase, and I got recommended a phone cover to buy along with it, because like you might like this. If you bought this, you might like this. Although it doesn't work in like 100% capacity as of now, but moving forward, the personalizations will take over almost everything possible. And how soon? As we speak today, engineers around the world are working on all those things to make it more and more possible, more and more accessible to all those users which like to be a part of this whole uh, technical evolution. And like and like there's no correct answer to how soon things will change, but it's not far away. That's I have to say. uh, yeah, that's from my side, and I'll open the panel for Q&As.
Thank you so much, Manan. I think that was an amazing session. Definitely, technology is something which is drastically changing, I would say. And when COVID came into picture, people were really blank. I quickly have one question. Now that we see a lot of retail stores coming into online picture and all, but how far do we think we are gonna, go to stores and really buy the products? Because even that is turning into online.
Yeah,
So are we
so
gonna have
yeah, yeah.
retail stores?
Uh, in that perspective, we will start getting micro stores. So during my time at Bombay, I experienced some of it. So how it actually works is you have a website of a store, and you just order your regular items over there, and the next day it arrives over there in form of a packing. And the store is a small outlet, a very small shop, and they just keep certain things like milk, bread, butter, and like just basic things for a everyday use case. But other than that, everything comes as a package from their main warehouse. So it reduces the human friction. You don't need supermarts with like people assisting you to like where to find this item, where to find that item. All those friction decreases. Although there is a gap of say like one day, it may reduce to somewhat around like 6 hours if being done very, very efficiently. We already have applications like grofers out there in like the metro cities, but eventually it will come into the more tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well, where like even ordering a water bottle is just like a say like a 20-minute like a task for you, and you can just like on a click of it you can get it. So like the human, wherever we have a human friction, it will reduce drastically. For some cities, it will take a huge, like it could take 2 to 5 years. But for cities like Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, it's going to be very, very soon. And some parts are already experiencing these changes being happening around.
Great. I think Yeah, that is drastically transforming, I would say, and everyone would be literally shopping online as well. The future kids, whoever are after millennial generation, they would be shopping online, I guess. So that was an amazing answer. And one more thing is, Manan, if you could share some real-time situation wherein that you closely worked with a project where you saw it was offline and have you transited to online and what were the changes that you have seen? Probably challenging kind of situation that you have seen. If you could share, I think that would actually help our audience as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'll share a couple of examples from all the organizations I actually worked with. So, travel was something when I was with Make My Trip, as I worked there for like my most part of the career till now has been with Make My Trip, if I see by the number of years. But like I see, travel industry, we see the travel boards of say Oyo, GoIbibo, booking.com everywhere, but like still the online percentage was very very less back then. And like when I talk about 2017 18, it was merely 10 20 to 30%. It was like very difficult to uh, see how we can like make people more reliable to add like to book a hotel online. So we added certain features. We added like more things like traveler photographs, which they can like see like somebody traveled last week, they added this picture of the bedroom and now they can rely upon it, because the like online pictures could be like they are just clicked by the professional photographers and they might be clicked 2 years back, and the property might have been degraded and not maintained that way. But when you see a fellow traveler photograph for a photograph or a review being added to it in a positive or a negative way, you get an idea of it. Then we added certain things like a video overview for the top properties which we had. And like when you see a video of somebody like entering a room and the whole room overview, you get more confidence on it. You see more, you the more data points which are being fed to you, you get more confident that like I can buy book this hotel, this looks great to me. It feels like I have been there already, because I've like heard from somebody who was there a week back. I have seen a photograph, and then I see like if I don't get it, I might get a like a full refund out of it if it is not something which I'm booking. Because earlier back then it was like you get a hotel number, a hotel name, a room price, and three photographs. That was it like back like 5 years back. But right now it's a whole different experience. You can add any number of add-ons and you don't need to like tell the hotel for it. You can say like I need a book a hotel room. I need dinner along with it. You can book it right now. 5 years back, these itineraries and additional things were non-existent. And similarly in flight bookings and things around it, everything changed in the travel industry. Now coming to the online education industry, online education has been a big taboo in the whole Indian ecosystem, and people actually believe that online education is somewhat like a easy education or something like a open education where you just enroll and get a degree and do nothing else. It is just for the sake of degree. But it changed over the last couple of years. In even the pandemic itself, the people studied at Harvard online, sitting at home, and like any city of the world, they just needed an access to the internet in order to study all those things over there. So like in order to make the online learning experience immersive, we solved it. Earlier we used to just provide videos, but like we thought like people would study from videos and just go in the industry, get a job. But we were proven wrong, because like it is not something people very much like religiously follow. So like we introduced things like in video assessment. So like for example, if you're seeing a 15-minute video, after 5 minutes you will get an assessment which is based upon the last 5 minutes, and you can't go ahead before you write that answer in it by that time. So you need to view that 5-minute video. So adding in video checkpoints saved a lot of served amazing for us in terms of like making the student more curious to learn more. So like whenever the student know that there's a question coming in the next 5 minutes, I better learn this by heart so that I can answer that question and things around. So and when we talk about my current role at Urban Company, home services is a very huge and a very disrupted offline market in India. Everyone right now has a cook at home, a maid at home, somebody to clean their car, probably a contact of a carpenter and a plumber, but like there's no strong trust attached to it. So when we put everything under a organization brand, we train those professionals, we give them the best products possible. Post that, individuals have like a strong trust upon us, and they are relying upon us to book the services and to experience how it feels to have all the services being delivered at your home on a single click of things. Right now you can get a haircut at home. Previously, 5 years back, I remember only one time somebody getting a haircut at home. That was also like during a marriage, and like some experts were called and being paid hefty amount, and then only you could have those that luxury at home. But like it was not a regular thing, but right now it's like quite regular, as I see people like just making either making a call or booking via a app. Like everyone has like different selection priorities, but like everyone like everything happens as a like we were able to build those trusts. And like there's amazing things coming in the terms of home services, and even like in terms of travel, education, all those organizations are really evolving with time, with technology, and there's amazing things coming. That's it. Yeah.
True. Thanks for sharing once again, Manan. I mean, you have given all the ideas on how each industry is transforming and have transformed actually. So we have one question from Nuruddin. On positive side of technology, any thoughts on how it's going to impact us? Example, we are losing privacy. That is, mobile apps are connecting all our personal data. We are becoming more lazy just thinking other side of the coin.
Yeah, somewhat correct in terms of your observation. But like whenever something changes over years, there need to be some governing body on top of it. So like when the whole big tech evolved in all the US organizations saw IPOs, all the users across the globe starting using all those applications, right? So like just taking a when we talk about privacy, let's take a very basic example of WhatsApp. For say everyone here uses WhatsApp on a everyday basis. Even like when you wake up, it's the first thing you check. Like we don't get missed calls any long in like 2021. We just get like WhatsApp messages, and like we like that is the medium of communication for us. And long back, WhatsApp messages were not encrypted because nobody told them to encrypt it, and there was no organization or a policymaker who said that like it should be encrypted. And so, slowly and steadily, certain organizations like in Europe you have GDPR. In India also there is a data bill which is being proposed, and like when it will be implemented, you need to store the data in the Indian ecosystem itself. In order to go in IPO, there are certain requirements for the organizations. So like things are changing, and whenever there will be a certain body of regulations, although like I don't speak for the government side of things, but whenever there will be, the technical companies will adhere to the certain policies, and be compliant along with it. Right now we know what is good, what is bad, what is safe, what is not safe in terms of data, but they need it is like agreed by the whole tech industry that there needs to be a certain body to govern the rules and regulations, or a certain bill which says like this is wrong, this is right, and you should adhere to it. And like there are certain things around like the good sides and the bad sides, and even the uh, use of like so when we talk about like technologies at times are built just for good, but then they are used for like certain other purposes as well. So just like I won't be like completing this as it is a very subjective topic, but I'd like leave you with something to research more. So like when plastic surgery was introduced, it was actually introduced to help the war patients in order to repair their for limbs or things around it. And further 5 to 10 years after the wars were finished, the last war I suppose in the world happened in 1945. From 50s and 60s, plastic surgery became something for beautification. It was not meant to be for that way. And later on, it also got used for certain other bad purposes as well. So technology at a core is never meant to be used on the bad practices. And it is always a very open-ended question that technology is a boon or a bane. I remember reciting certain words on it in my either third or fourth class when I was in school, and it was more on the lines of there is technology which can be used to send bad communication, but the same can be done using a pen and paper, or even just like a message sent via a pigeon or any way. So it's a very open-ended thing. uh, uh, and there are amazing things coming with technology, but we need something to regulate it.
True. I think the policies are something which every company should take care of, and even we should be careful when we use anything in regards to the technology. So thank you so much, Manan. With that, I think we are good to go. We are actually exceeding 2 minutes, but yeah, thanks a lot for wonderful session. It was really very informative. I hope all our audience had some takeaways and understood how the technology is moving. Thank you, Manan, once again.